I started going to Irish dance classes when I was I was in the buggy and I went with my two sisters who were older than me. They were learning Irish dance, so I went along to the classes in the buggy and then I just stepped out and started dancing. I never wanted to do anything else but Irish dance, so I never feel like I missed out on anything else. It was like Irish dance always came first when I was going to school, and then I qualified as a teacher and I explored other types of dance, but I always kept coming back to Irish dance, just kept me drawn back in. So it's just something that's always been there for as long as I can remember. Well, my own dance teacher was Rory O'Connor, and he was quite famous in Ireland in the 1950s because he used to dance on the radio. So they used to record the programmes for the radio and he used to do the tapping out of the sounds on the floor. And he was quite inspirational. He travelled all over the States and Australia long before the days of Michael Flatley, so he did a whole lot to promote Irish dance. So he's definitely one inspiration. And then I absolutely adore what Prodigy are doing these days. They're just an incredible show. It's different, it's not the usual, this is an Irish story or an Irish love story. They're trying to do something really different with Irish dance and break new boundaries, and I love what they do. Like even the storylines are a twist. You know, it's not your usual boy meets girl, girl meets boy, and they all fall in love and everybody lives happily ever after. It's just a little, it's more raw. And edgy and full of energy, so they're amazing shows. I don't know if there's any difference really in Ireland. I think the shows like Riverdance and Lord of the Dance, what they've done is increased its popularity across mainland Europe, Russia especially, South America, and of course there was always a contingent of Irish dancers in North America and Australia. These shows seem to have brought more adults into the frame. So you'll find that people are starting to learn to dance when they're older, so they're starting in their 20s, as opposed to in Ireland where they're generally starting much younger. So I don't think it's as popular now, but I don't know if it's any more popular than it would have been in Ireland, but definitely around the world Irish dance is it's seen as a good thing these days, which is great.
Well, since the rise of Riverdance in the Eurovision, and that globalised Irish dancing, so from that, what people outside Irish dancing community don't realise is there's thousands and thousands of dancers in various organisations that dance from all over the world. I've got friends from Mexico, France, Spain, it's actually everywhere. In Wales there's not many Irish dance classes. I started off with one dance school, but there's various dance organisations. When I moved to do my degree in Irish music and dance, I changed organisation and changed school because I'd moved to Limerick. In 2015 I did my last competition, which was the Worlds in Canada, Montreal. In local fairs you'd win small trophies. They tend to stack up then in your house. Most Irish dancers in their houses have a display of all they've won. Championship-wise, I've competed at Munster Championships and Midlands in England. I would advise someone getting into Irish dancing to enjoy it in the first aspect, make loads of friends. It's very competition orientated. Don't take it too seriously if you just want to have fun. But then once you get to a certain level and you've committed a lot of time and money, use all the help that you can get. There's loads of things now, online tutorials and books and workshops you can go to which you couldn't before. I've actually retired from competition now, so I'm studying for my teacher's exams. I'm researching the loss and grief of Irish dancers who are transitioning out of competition, and I'm studying that at LIT, and Carmel McKenna is my supervisor, so she's with one Irish dance organisation and COGOL, who are co-sponsoring my scholarship. There's very few grants given to Irish dance specifically, mainly because of the umbrella that it might come under. Dance comes under the arts, but then certain ones it might not fit the criteria, especially Irish dancing. So I think if there was more available grants for people to go and teach in more schools or in areas where maybe they couldn't afford classes, because competition culture in Irish dancing can be very expensive. Over the last 10-15 years there's been a real move towards Irish dancers realising that they need to look after their bodies, they need to eat right, they need to train well. The importance of doing a warm-up and a cool-down. So when I danced, you just got up and danced, and now a class we do a warm-up and some stretching, so that's all now brought into most classes. Nutrition is a big thing these days. In my day it was like the nearest bag of chips and you were happy out.
So definitely those who are considering going on to do shows, they would do a lot of training, not just dance training, they do cross training, so they may play other sports, so they may swim. So it's a lot about building muscle and building capacity, building stamina, because what you need to do for competition is very different from what you do for show. Shows are more about the long burst of energy, if you get me, whereas competition is short, sharp, and it's over. It's almost like a sprint, so it's more powerful. So they need to adapt their diet and their exercise regime, and they need to be dedicated, and they need to love Irish dance. They need to really love it.
When I was younger, my mum really kind of wanted me to start it, because it just came to Cratloe when everyone kind of started it, so I just gave it a go. I stuck at it. At the Connachts, my highlight was second, and at Worlds I got 6th in my jig and 11th in my reel, so I was really happy with that. It's a bit stressful, but I think it's just people should keep up the culture, stick at it and keep going, because people find it really hard to start because it's not the easiest thing to do. But a lot of people give up, so you just stick at it and work at it. It gets easier and you improve. Coming up to competition, we have 3 classes and we normally fetch every kind of weekend or have a workshop or something, and I'd practice at home the other days then. Well, I did a camp in the summer, Fusion Fighters, and they do shows and all, so I love their style because it's kind of modern dance with Irish dancing mixed together, and I love Prodigy and river dance and all that. The younger you start, the better you'll be when you're older. There's loads of people starting at the moment that are even 3, and they just get better and better as the years go on. So when they're under 8, they're at the highest level, and they just keep improving. So you've better chance the younger you are.
I'm qualified 30 years as an Irish dance teacher this June, but I was teaching for about 7 years before that with my sister as an assistant teacher in her dance school in Dublin. I'm in charge of McKenna Munster Irish Dance. We teach locally here to LIT, and we have a number of different component parts of the club. So we do regular classes for children from age 4 to about 18. We've just started our ABC Dance Club, which is for toddlers with their parents aged 2 to 4. We do adult classes as well, and we're doing some outreach programs. So one of those is with Thomond Community College, just here next door to LIT. We're doing that for the month of March and into April as well. As Irish dance teachers, we do work hard, and we don't seem to get any recognition from anyone really. Dance generally, regardless of the type of dance, is kind of overlooked when it comes to available funding. And I think when there is funding available for dance, that Irish dance is somehow down the bottom of that list. And it kind of annoys me a lot, because Irish dance and Irish culture in Ireland should really be promoted. They haven't made any allocation for dancing in national schools. And I'd also love to see dance of any type being brought into the secondary school cycle in terms of fitness and, almost like a sport, but to allow the secondary school students to have some outlet other than just the regular academic. I do think that more funding could be made available, and I think we could be promoted a little bit more. Traditionally in Ireland you would start maybe at about 4 or 5, but now, as I said, we're starting the toddler groups, the 2-3-year-olds, because I have taught 2 and 3-year-olds over the years. But I've also taught people who started when they were 11 or 15 or even 18 who've gone on to be amazing dancers. So there is no age limit. We're trying to do lots of different projects that will take you from the cradle to the grave of Irish dance, so our toddler club. And in the future we're working on another project where we're hoping to try and do some dance classes with dementia patients in a nursing home here in County Clare. Talks are ongoing about that at the moment, and it may hopefully lead to a research project here at LIT, which would be great. But just to look and see if helping patients with dementia to move, not necessarily dance full on, but to move, can actually help their memory and through remembering patterns and so on. So yeah, definitely you can start at any age. If you want to do it, you can always do it. We're McKenna Munster. I have a sister who teaches in the States, and her school is McKenna USA. And then I have a cousin who teaches in Derry and Tyrone, and his school is McKenna Ulster. And I have a sister then who teaches in Dublin, and her school is McKenna Leinster. So we're all sort of McKennas, but we have different branches of the same school. I'm quite tough at class in that I expect them to listen and be respectful and have manners. So it's not just Irish dance that I'm doing with them, but sometimes, especially in competitions, they can be very hard on themselves, very critical. They need to kind of just remember that at the end of the day, it's not life and death, it is just Irish dance, and it should be done for enjoyment.